Hey you guys, this is Mandy from thislovelypath.wordpress.com. I am going to try to explain to you guys a little bit about the IEW program from Excellence in Writing, the Institute for Excellence in Writing, the Student Writing Intensive A, and the Student Writing Intensive B. The reason I am doing this video is because I was interested in ordering IEW for about 2 years before I actually did. And the reason for that is because, in my humble opinion, their website is super difficult to navigate and to try to figure out what you're going to need. So this is just going to be kind of a brief overview of how it works for those who are struggling with trying to figure out their website and what they should order, like I was. Maybe I'm just lame and I couldn't do it and you guys have no problem, but thought I'd try. I currently have 3 students using IEW, and I have 1 in level A and 2 in level B. And so I want to show you what you will get if you order the like $110 a round curriculum. So I'm just going to grab one of these. So with the minimum purchase order that just has the student writing, there is a I want to say it's like $325 or $350, and you get the parenting DVD seminar. I personally have never watched it, nor do I think it's necessary. I'm sure it's lovely, and I'm sure you might pick up some tips. For me, I did not have the time or the money to invest in watching hours upon hours of videos on how to teach my student how to write, when it is basically all in this little thing. So this is my child who is in level A, and you get this handy dandy little binder, and you get some papers that are pre-printed, and you get these tabs. And you have like model, sources, checklists, outlines and composition, structural model, style charts, banned words. You have those dividers that it comes with. It gives you a quick start guide. You also receive the student intensive writing DVDs. These are for your students to watch. You don't need to, as the parent, sit down and watch them with them. I would say, unless they're super struggling and you need to know what the teacher was talking about. These DVDs are of Andrew, I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, Pudewa. And he is teaching a course to students in the classroom, and it is being recorded. And that is what your student is going to watch, not for every lesson, but for several lessons. You also, with each kit you order, you receive your own parent papers. Now, I put mine, because I have 3 students in it, I just combined them all, and I have them separated here. So for my student in level A, it gives you the parent teacher handouts, and it gives you some tips, and it gives you a schedule. I don't know if you guys can see this. A scope and sequence. So what they're going to be learning on lesson 1, disc 1, what unit that is, and what they're covering, and what the required resources are. Now, I also have my schedule marked, and I check off when we finish week 1, week 2, and I keep that bookmarked for each student so that I know where they're at. It also, I bookmark which lesson they are currently on. So I'm just going to give you guys an example. Let's see. We've already done this lesson, but I will show you this. So this is lesson 4. It tells you, I'm not sure if you can see this, disc 1, what time the video you start, when you end it, what the lesson is about, what the students' banned words are. They have this they have a copy of this in their student notebook. So this is just for the parents' reference. It tells you, some tips on what the student is going to cover and what you need to help with, reinforcement exercises. It gives you some ideas if the student and you are struggling with making their keyword outline. This is what some handy dandy little quick tips. Now, each lesson, just about, the student will get, they may or may not watch a little piece of a video where it's introducing a new concept. But every week, they basically get a paragraph like this. So this is my student who is in 4th grade currently. So he will read this story, The Donkey and His Driver, and what they do is they go through and they read each sentence. A donkey was being driven along a road that led down a mountainside. So my student made a keyword outline, and the instructor goes through this and explains it very well with the students the first few times. And basically, they are picking out 3 keywords out of each sentence to help them rewrite the same paragraph in their own words. And it sounds a little tedious, but it really does help them form beautiful paragraphs. So if I go to my students page of the outlines and compositions, I can find, sorry, I should have had this prepared. So let's do sea snakes. So we need to work on handwriting. So he read the paragraph that they have on sea snakes, and he chose the most important words that stood out to him. So number 1, his first sentence, he chose most poisonous in the world, or world. He can only use 3 words. Second sentence, he used scientist venom 50 times more powerful than a cobra. So you can use numbers for free. And then number 3, he wrote, not always, inject when they bite. And then he wrote, nobody sure why. And then he wrote, slow effect fatal 25%. So that's reminding him it's fatal 25% of the time, and it's slow to take effect. Number 6 sentence was fishermen likely victims. So this would be what they would do on a Monday. This is just kind of your general outline. So on Monday, they might watch a video or not, and then make an outline of the paragraph that is provided that looks something like that out of the teacher handbook. And then on Tuesday, they write a rough draft. And putting those sentences together, this is what his looks like, to form their own paragraph. So they come back a day later and they say, oh wait, what did that mean? Most poisonous world. Okay, so the most poisonous snake in the world is the sea snake. And so the rough draft is Tuesday. Wednesday, I generally go through and we correct and edit, which is where you see all my green writing. So, real simple day. It's just correcting and editing. The next day, they go and they use the edited rough draft to form a final draft. This is his final draft. So, there should be few to no mistakes in this. And this is his final draft. And so by the end, he has a paragraph about sea snakes in his own words, but still using that most important information that he gathered from the original paragraph that came out of this, which I combined all 3 of my students. This is not one child's worth, just so you know, and don't get scared off. That is all 3 of my kids' worth papers in one, just because it was easier for me to do it that way. So at the end of the week, they have written a paragraph. Like I said, this is my student in 4th grade, and this was one of the beginning of the year paragraphs. So it's a little shorter. He's doing a little bit more work now. And as they progress, they will have, let's see,